Yay.
A week late than we intended to, but...
Well, no, we're still out on time. They don't need to know when we did things.
Except you posted about it. I know you tweeted about it.
Just
Wait a minute. Who are you blaming for this lateness?
me.
I would hope so, because I don't read your tweets.
Well, yeah, I had the BrantFurred Buskers Festival to run. I know at least one person came and saw me, as well as other people who know me. But I did not want to.
And us.
We
Yeah.
came.
We're not chopped liver.
No, but I was trying to get on with the point I was saying. It's just I was trying to. I didn't want to say negative things about the festival.
But before you get into that, let's introduce our special guest.
You're being put on the spot, honey.
Hi.
Foxin has a boo. He's not a
Boo.
wizard anymore.
Which we talked about last podcast.
Yes, but now she's here and there's proof.
Dun dun dun.
Pixar, it didn't happen, but guess what? We got voice. It's the best we could do.
Last moment things, you know.
Really? Did you have to bring up that I'm not a wizard anymore?
Yes.
With her in the room?
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
You're a jerk sometimes, hon.
Yes.
Do you know what it means? Good.
No, but you're gonna explain to me.
All that means is that I got at least 1 hour to make shit up.
He was a wizard on our D&D table.
I was.
He's not a wizard anymore.
Anywho. On to the first
Well,
topic.
We
Yes.
forgot to make a list of topics, didn't we?
No, I knew what I wanted
We
to
always
talk about.
forget to make a list of topics.
I just know what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Oh. Be nice if you shared that ahead of time.
Well, no, I have my own topics.
Ah.
That being the festival, because, I was part of running it. And it was pretty good.
Actually, yeah, a lot of the entertainers were, really entertaining.
Yeah.
For sure.
I know, well, now I know a lot of them personally, but even slightly before I knew a lot of them personally because I had to do all the interviews and whatnot for them. So, yeah, it was cool.
For anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, this past weekend was the 3rd International BrantFurred Buskers Festival.
3rd Annual International
Okay.
BrantFurred Buskers.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Getting
3rd Annual BrantFurred International Buskers Festival. Period.
Yay!
The experience.
I was gonna say,
The
the
let's not.
no. Fine. So we had some great buskers come from all over North America to perform.
Including Cake Great.
Cake Great,
Yay.
Eden Plus,
Cobbler J.
Cobbler / Kibler J. The Silver Starlets,
Feats of Fire.
Feats
Feats
of Fire,
thank you.
and the Hockey Circus Show
Yeah, with Paz.
with Paz.
Yes.
And it was awesome.
And they are all awesome. Look them up on Facebook, see where they're performing next, because honestly, if you can find an afternoon where they're able to play somewhere close to you, you should go there, because you will have a great time.
I also took lots of photos and video, which I can post. Maybe you can put in the links where I'm going to post all that up. If you want to see a video of their talents, because my goodness, these people make me want to cry because I'm not talented.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see a guy stand atop a hockey net and juggle flaming hockey sticks?
Or a girl being supported by her neck on a guy's neck with her feet in the air on fire.
Or a one-handed handstand over
on top
5
of-
machetes.
Yeah, on top of this thing.
Yes, this thing.
This thing.
A platform on a platform with spikes on top.
Yeah.
And the world record whip cracking while on top of a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
An unsupported ladder.
Yeah, it was just like one of those ladders you lean up against like a house to get up to the gutters, except he had it straight up. He was just like balancing on it, cracking whips.
And the whole time for all of these, jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good jokes.
Jokes.
good jokes.
Although I have to say, goddamn heckling kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. There were so many kids that I just wanted to punch the entire weekend.
Oh, it was my job to punch them, so. Don't worry. A lot of the buskers came to me, or Paz more often than not, because he's willing to vocalize that kind of stuff. Just coming up saying that there was a couple of kids who were just terrible, causing problems, and I'm like, okay, well, we will have our volunteers look out for them and show them off if need be.
And unfortunately, like, I understand, like, kids will be kids, but teach your kids a little respect when they're trying to watch a person who's putting their heart and soul into a performance, especially when it's that person's job.
Yeah, really.
Because that's how these people make their living. They just go out and they perform and they make up their own skits and stunts and custom-made apparatus. And that's what they do. And it's really hard. First of all, it's hard to do that stuff anyway because you have to have intense concentration on what you're doing. But when you have some kid yelling at you and ruining your jokes and, you know, it's just, it hurts me as a person watching.
Yeah.
Because I can't help but feel bad for the poor people up there. Maybe it's because I have, like, horrible social anxiety and stage fright. But I'm like, I would have a hard enough time just getting up there in the first place, let alone having kids, like, shouting at me.
The only thing I could think to say would make us lose all of our viewers, so I'm not going to say anything.
Ooh. Now I'm curious.
No.
We'll save that for after.
It shall go unsaid, and I will forget what it is by the time we get to the end of our 30 minutes, so it will just never be said. But no, like, my part on staff, I wanted to do the podcast last week, because I was actually the one that said, can we do it on Monday? But then my boss, and I'm not going to use names, because privacy issues and whatnot, but, and I feel weird saying it, because he knows that I do this, and I don't want to, like, you know, get fired over it. Granted, I think there's a bit on that's my personal life. I'm not allowed to be fired for something I do in my personal life anyway.
That's actually not exactly true.
That's not true at all. Actually, it's become more and more... People are getting fired over the stuff that they post on Facebook.
Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Like, if anything comes off even as, like, slightly non-PC, yeah, your ass is grass.
There's a difference between PC
and your boss is gonna mow it.
It's a difference between PC and, like, discrimination abuse in my case, though. Because, honestly, it hit the point that our volunteers, like, I believe it was told me that they contacted the person who he has to report to over his treatment of me.
Oh, wow.
And it was terrible for the week upcoming. So, were it the case if we recorded the podcast the week earlier when I intended, the only things I would have had to say about the festival were that it was going to turn into a train wreck because my boss is treating me like shit and doesn't trust me or any of the rest of us to do our own job.
Luckily, it was not a train wreck.
No, it was actually pretty successful.
Yes.
On the surface, I think we're like 5,000 in debt though from it.
Oh my
We're
god.
5,000 in the red, I believe.
Holy
wow.
Is the numbers
shit.
from it. Because nobody bought food throughout Sunday or the majority of Saturday.
That's because pimio on a bun was $5. You got one piece. Mm-hmm. You went to Admiral's, it was $7 and got 6 pieces. You do that math.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the thing, is that our organizer made a huge deal about the fact that we were going to be the only, because we had no food vendors on our bit. But the obvious reason for that is, who wants to be a food vendor when you're surrounded on all sides by coffee culture, the works, and the piston broke?
Not to mention Rockland's, you got Lonnie's down the street, Admiral's, Tim Hortons.
Exactly. There was no point to do food vending.
Yeah.
But he made this huge deal that was where we were going to make our money. Like, he went out of his way to get a sponsorship with somebody so that they would provide everything, that being Strode's. And I thought Strode's stuff is good. I got, the buskers got their own bit for it, which was just like a cold cuts plate of different things, and it was really good.
Yeah, Strode's does have good meat.
But the stuff that was sold by the festival for the common people coming, it's lackluster.
It's pedestrian food.
Yeah.
It's like hot
Hamburgers,
dogs,
hot
sausages, hamburgers, pea meal on a bun. Pop was $2.
Yeah, between...
They actually had pop? I didn't see any.
They had pop for I'm sorry to say, but their ticket system was really weird.
Yeah, no, I could have bought a bottle of water. They would have gave me 2 tickets, and I could have gone and exchanged that for a pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a stupid system, and I had nothing to do with it, thankfully. My job was volunteers, which on our Sunday, we got shafted. Because we had a bunch of people Saturday and everything was okay. And then he complained that we had too many people on Saturday and told us to send like all of our Sunday people home. So we had bare bones staff and didn't have anything. Like we had high school students on staff. Because, they're volunteers, they need their hours.
Right.
And we had to make them sit there for 8 hours because nobody could relieve them to give them a break. Because we didn't have people. Because he told us to basically fire everyone for Sunday.
Wow, what a moron.
Not to mention, I got threatened. It was threatened on Friday. He was going to fire me. Like...
They were volunteers. Have as many as you can get.
Exactly.
You don't have to pay them.
Yeah, it's like, what's the problem with having more volunteers?
Yeah.
But no, like, being behind the scenes, there were so many little things that failed. And unfortunately, drawing all the lines back to it, they all failed because the boss man made stupid decisions and refused to trust people to do their job. He always had to be over our shoulder and yelling at us. Like Sunday for setup, the Kidney Foundation came downtown because they were doing like their walk thing, and they had the permission to use so many of our tables and whatnot. And I was like, that's fine. We'll clean it up. So we were there at 10, whereas we're not starting until 1. And I got one of our high school volunteers because he insists that we need to get the tables back into the beer garden area. And all of the chairs are all over the place. So I'm like along the lines of, okay, if this is the case and you want the tables that they used back in there, we've got like 3 hours. Can we move the chairs first, get the tables in, and then put them back? No, just bring the tables in. I'm like, okay, because if I want to do something, that is the sensible thing to do. He just yells at me. So we're trying to navigate tables through a maze of chairs.
Oh, shit.
If one of us falls, that's a lawsuit right there.
Yeah.
Right there, instantly. I would make the lawsuit if I was the one that fell because he refused to allow me to do a job to proper safety. So we managed to get the first one in, and the Kidney Foundation is still packing up. They're not even done. So I'm like, okay, well, they don't have any extra tables free, or if they do, they have 1. So rather than do this, I'm going to get 2 more volunteers from our table, because we got a bunch of people who came in early, and we have nothing for them to do. So I'm going to grab 2 more of our high school volunteers. I'll get them to just move chairs out of the way so that we have a nice clear path in and out, because then it's not me doing it, so he doesn't get to bitch at me. I'm going to go and get my volunteers, and he's yelling at me because I am not immediately taking the tables that the Kidney Foundation are finished with. And half of them they're not even done with. They had 2 prize tables and whatnot that I wasn't going to touch them because they were set prize things. It was table 1, table 2, and table 3 that were the prizes all over them. So I'm like, I'm not going to go steal one of their tables and muddle up their system. I'm going to go and do a job properly the first time so that nobody gets hurt. And he's consistently pushing me at it. And yeah, I'm threatened to be fired because I want to do a job properly.
Shitty deal.
Rant done.
There we go.
For now. If we come back to the topic, I'll rant again.
Again, just try to keep things, level as much as you can, because you don't want to get fired over this.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he wants to fire me anyway because he doesn't feel that I live up to the speed that the things go. He finds that I work too slowly. And again, it's the difference between I want to do something right instead of do it and then have to redo it 4 times and waste time.
Kibler J.
Yeah. Oh my god, the number of typos in our fucking program, and he was the one who put it together. And I pointed out an error the first time he showed our sponsor page because he wrote media instead of media. And that was a typo from last year that I pointed out when he showed me last year's one.
Wow.
So he knew, but he deliberately ignored because he's like, it doesn't matter, no one's going to notice.
It's all about professionalism. You want shit to look good.
It is, and he bitches at me for professionalism too. We had like a charity barbecue thing a couple weeks back, and it was like a thing with, I think it was a live DJ or something, or a piano guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was good. And because it was like a free to attend barbecue and a movie later thing, I was just dancing because he wanted just to talk about the Buskers Festival. So I was having fun because I want to make the Buskers Festival appear fun. And like he bitched me out halfway through the night that I needed to look professional. And I'm like, you got me in a volunteer shirt while I'm next to Parks and Rec and the Eagle Place Community Center where they're trying to sign up for their programs and whatnot. I'm appropriately acting because it's summertime, much like a counselor would for a summer camp or something. I'm having a good time and showing that it's a good time.
Well, yeah, but that really wasn't your job.
Except it was, because my job was to hand it out and tell them, this is the Buskers Festival, this is the things we do. If I don't look like I'm having fun explaining that, then I'm going to drone on, they're not going to give a damn.
It's kind of like the difference between, like, the pizza... the people who have, like, the pizza signs for, like, Little Caesars or whatever?
Yeah.
You get the people who are just kind of, like, holding it, like, meh. And you get the people who are, like, woo! Flipping it around and having a good time with it.
Yeah, and I can't read the sign.
But you know what it is.
Well, I know it's a sign and he's playing with it, but I can't read what the deal is.
It's usually just an arrow pointing towards pizza.
Well...
And besides, it's Little Caesars. $5 hot and ready.
Yeah, I know.
This isn't a case, though, that we have anything that needs to be read. It's a matter of that we need to talk to people directly. And if we're talking to them like we're droning robots, then no one gives a damn. Granted, I heard Andrew, my coworker, did very well in his 50-50 ticket sales for the Friday.
I thought you weren't using names.
I'm not using names when I'm slandering somebody. If I'm complimenting somebody, I will use a name.
All right. Good job, Andrew.
Yes.
Bing!
And all of our volunteers did wonderfully. Like our photographer girl, she was great, and then she friended me afterwards. But Facebook and whatnot, because I ended up ranting about my boss at the festival to our volunteers, and it's not an uncommon thing apparently, because half of our people who have come back from previous events working with him, they all have the exact same opinion. Like, back down, trust that your people are going to do their job, and don't be at the forefront, because he doesn't have the personality for it. He gets mad too easily and has a very bad tendency of yelling at people for things. Like, while we were doing our initial setup, somebody with, I think it was a power scooter or something, was just coming through the park, because it's a public place. And yeah, they were kind of in the way of the car lanes while we were trying to pull some stuff in. And he's like yelling at them, calling him an idiot, telling them to get out of the way. And I'm like, I get that he's in the way. You could probably play that a little bit nicer.
No kidding, yeah.
But that's how he is with everything. It's not a productive personality for it. And also working with the volunteers, even the Strode stuff. On Saturday early, I think it was, we had to send somebody to go and pick up the food and whatnot for bringing it all in. And so we did, and there was this huge phone argument, and basically they told us that they'd never deal with him again, because the only person who talked to them and, actually took the time to understand what they were saying without yelling at them was my coworker volunteer person. So they'll talk to her, but they won't talk to him anymore. And I'm just like, wow, you've pissed off our sponsors. You convinced them to give us money and you pissed them off. They're giving us money. Be nice.
Anyway, perhaps we should get off this topic.
Yeah.
Before it takes up the entire half hour.
What was the major thing that happened this month? What else did you guys do this month? Girlfriend and house, yes.
Well, house, I've been living in it since last podcast.
Well, girlfriend and house. I've been playing Dragon Warrior 3. It's been a slow month for me because the entirety of my month has been going towards this festival, so
yeah,
it's the thing that I have to talk about.
It's the biggest thing that's happened to you.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much what your entire month has been building up towards.
Yeah. Getting yelled at and then,
I could plug the bowling.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm looking at Saturday, October 10th, to be a bowling fur meet. So if you live in the BrantFurred area and you want to come down, hang out with some people, play a couple games of bowling, it's most likely going to be the 5-pin bowling at Echo Bowl.
Usual place.
Our usual place, yeah. And I don't really know what prices are yet, but stay tuned. And
They allow fursuiters too.
they do, yes.
Just you have to wear bowling shoes,
Yeah, you still got to wear bowling shoes on the lanes.
which is a little funny.
Yes.
Unlike the Buskers Festival, where I wanted to get suitors in, but I needed criminal records. Oh, no, you know what? I'm
Don't get into that. on
Yeah.
air.
I'm not gonna get into that.
It's
huge
over
tangent.
now. We don't have to worry about that until the next city event.
Yeah, I was ready to flip my shit.
You can talk to about that in private.
One other thing with me, I guess, I posted on our Facebook page, and if you're a listener and you have any sort of skills that might aid it, I posted up like a additional BrantFurred members search, effectively. Sorry. Sorry.
Gesundheit.
But yeah, no. Considering it's been about 2 months since we've had to stop doing play more or consistently because
Yeah.
YouTube still won't inform me on what the problem is. They're insisting on a bunch of things, and even doing the podcast with nothing extra, they're still more or less playing ignorance with it. So
Aw.
the only thing that I can think to do at this point is that we have to start doing all original content, which means that 2 artists and me as an editor isn't a sufficient staff to run something like the BrantFurred show.
Yeah. We definitely need more interesting things.
Yeah.
Which does bring me back to my challenges. So far, we have the jelly donut challenge, which we still have yet to do. I said maybe we should get you to try that. You like jelly donuts?
Where are you going with this?
With the challenge, there's an
We'll
actual Guinness
talk more
World
about
Record.
we'll talk more about the challenges when we get to actually doing it. Before we go off on another tangent thing.
Oh, this won't take a minute. Like
I think
seriously.
we don't need to explain it again. We've explained it last month, and we need to get the full details on it first before we make it a promise again. Because I had somebody message us last month about kind of our other series, and I was like, "Well, I don't know the details for the Foxin one and how it's gonna work and whatnot."
Actually,
Well, I don't really know all the details for it, so I was just gonna say that there's an actual Guinness record for eating a number of jelly donuts in a minute. Its current record is 3, and you can't lick your lips.
Anyway.
I might be able to top that.
You think?
Anyway.
I think
I
I
would give
can.
it a try though.
The other
I've,
bit...
I've already tried it once, and I found out if I don't lick my lips, I just drool a lot.
It didn't say no drooling.
The other bit is the copy of Snake Oil for doing the Snake Oil series is on its way. I ordered it at the Devil's Bench, so it's this week or next, or this week
Yes.
that you're listening to this.
What I was going to say is actually what happened with BrantFurred is locally, when we had the Buskers Fest meet, we had one new fur come out.
Yep.
And somebody else messaged us on our YouTube, our Facebook page, asking details about the group.
Yes.
So we.
That was probably the guy that we ran into at the end.
Probably. But anyway, yeah, so there we go. We had like 2 new people coming out. One because I was posting about stuff on Facebook, and one who happened to meet us there.
Yeah. I wore my tail.
I should have worn mine. One of mine. All of mine.
How many do you have?
A lot.
Really?
Actually, a lot of my volunteer staff did see you, Foxin,
Yeah.
and they were gonna go heckle you, and I was like, I know they're heckling it in good spirit because it's not like they're discriminatory against it. They heckle it.
Don't worry.
Same way a parent heckles.
Don't worry. I can take it.
Actually, you know what the funniest thing was? Is there was one time I was bringing you your tail,
Yeah.
and I had my tail on. And I put your tail and I attached it to the bag I had, like, around my shoulder
Yeah.
while I was wearing mine. And at work, at my mom's work, she had a bunch of people like, I saw a girl, she must have been a furry, walking down the street. She had 2 tails, one in the back and one in the front. And my mom would be like, oh, okay, gotta defend the furries now because my daughter's one. And she's telling me about this, I'm like, that was me. They saw me walking around.
One in the front, like
because I had it attached to the bag. The bag was sitting about here.
About
So-
here doesn't tell anybody anything.
Just a
at
little
your
bit
hip.
at my hip. and it was at the front of the bag because yours just clips on.
Yeah.
So I just had it clipped at the junction where the bag and the strap meet. So it looked like I had one in the front and one in the back.
Gotta teach you radio etiquette.
Oh, hush you.
I do, because you do this all the time.
Oh, hush you.
But back to what I was doing. I would like to find us some new BrantFurred members. So you'd be part of podcasts and things. I want to kind of create a mix of people. So it's not like, okay, the three of us need to get together to do anything in particular. It can be just like, okay, which four of us are available at this particular time? Because I want to do a Smash thing or something. And basically, I want to be looking for a musician, possibly another editor. Because with me on a full-time job, I don't have the time to run through with a fine-tooth comb like I used to.
I might be able to help with that later, once I get the computer.
And I want to get some other channels and whatnot involved, because there's me still doing all my gaming stuff with no hiccups.
Yeah.
Riffti wants to do a cooking thing, which I wouldn't mind supporting it as part of BrantFurred. And if we can get some other people who do some other things, I would definitely not mind working with other YouTube teams, because I mean I'm already working with like Teen Punch Town and whatnot on my own rather than with BrantFurred. So it's kind of like I want to create like a furry network of channels if I can manage it, with like BrantFurred as kind of like a hub. But
I don't think we could support being a hub. We'd be one of the offshoots.
yeah.
We'd have to find an already established one and then join that.
Anyway,
That'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Either way.
but yeah. Anyway, we got like 4 minutes and I'm already tired because it's been a long day.
If anyone can go, Sid is hosting his game night next month.
Oh yes, that's on the 24th.
Unfortunately, my job has me running a Halloween thing on the 24th where I'm going to be dealing with all the same stuff as doing the Buskers Festival.
I have it off.
Yeah.
I'll probably be, if I have it off, I'll probably be with Isaac to support him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I probably won't be able to make it. Womp womp.
Well, I've been to pretty much every game night since I started going to them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I missed one or not.
Game nights are fun, but
They're a lot of fun.
But unfortunately, if you can't make it, you can't make it.
Yeah. Plus, the day after this goes up, I get to find out what work is like again.
Yay!
And what the hell's going to happen with that. Because I need to know what all I'm involved in. Because my contract only has me for the two things. The Buskers Festival, and we're going to be starting up a Dickens Festival in like
Dickens.
March time.
I want to go to that.
It's
Well,
like Charles Dickens.
I'll keep
I
you
know.
informed then.
Okay, good.
But my contract ends in March, at which point the Dickens Festival hasn't gone yet, but I'm off staff. So I just disappear before something that I have to work all year for. And those are the only two things in my contract, but I get the strange suspicion that somehow we're going to wind up roped, or like me and my coworker, we're going to wind up roped into all these other little things like the Halloween and the Christmas and whatnot.
When's the Dickens?
It's new. I don't know what its specific dates are right now. It's just after March, so I think early
I
April.
would think
Oh, okay,
it would have
that's
been
okay.
a Christmas thing.
I'm thinking March. It's like, wait, March?
Yeah, like
Why?
It's-
What's March?
March
Isn't
is
it
the end
FE?
of my contract.
Oh, Effie. Yeah.
And the end of my contract. So
We got that.
we shall see. If they keep, I don't even know if I want to stay hired, just because of
That
being
guy?
treated like shit.
Well, no, nobody wants to be treated like shit on the job.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I've managed to put up with
Especially
it
when
for 8 years.
I get praise from the buskers for what I do. I got praise from our volunteers from what I do. I got praise from everybody except for my boss, who believes I don't do my job well enough.
Isn't that always the case?
Yep.
the one person that you really have to impress, and they're just like, nah.
Mm-hmm. The other bit is I totally get that I am, what's the word?
Particular?
Lippy.
Lippy? Yeah.
You're definitely lippy.
If I don't agree with something, I'll let you know that I don't agree with it. Doesn't mean I won't do it,
Oh,
but I will disagree with you.
actually, I have something that I want to say.
Sure.
Just real quick. That's actually being lippy to the boss.
Yeah.
That's insubordination.
It is, but
It
he's yelling at me first, so.
Doesn't matter.
He's also insulting me and discriminating against me over the fact that I'm gender fluid.
Openly?
He refuses to allow me to be a woman at work because I work with volunteers, which is illegal.
That is, yeah.
because it is discrimination against me.
Cool.
So I'm gonna be lippy because you're discriminatory against me, and you would yell at me if I was me.
See, the better way is to let him be an asshole to you, and then just sue him afterwards.
Anyway, actually, speaking of the gender fluid thing, it actually kind of coincides with what I wanted to talk about.
Oh.
I visited a friend yesterday, and
Yeah.
my friend is very big into LGBTQ support, rights, etc.
Yeah.
And the first thing she did when I came in is she asked, she's like, "Your boyfriend, he's genderqueer, right?" Which is like, non-binary gender, gender fluid,
Yeah.
all sort of that kind of stuff. I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Then you'll probably appreciate these." And she goes into this other room and she gets these little buttons. And they are in the trans flag colors of pink and blue. And it has hashtag I'll go with you.
That's
Oh.
pink. I thought it was orange.
No, it's pink.
Looks orange.
It's pink and blue. But anyway, the hashtag I'll go with you is like a program that's being started up.
Oh, nice.
Where it's, you wear these little buttons or pins or whatever. And if someone who is transgender, gender fluid, etc., non-binary, if they want to go into a gendered space, such as a restroom or something like that, and they don't feel comfortable going by themselves, you have this little marker that says, if you don't feel comfortable going into this space, I will accompany you. So that they have someone to go with them so they don't have to feel nervous or awkward, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
So I'm going to be wearing this button now, and she gave one to me for Isaac too, because I think that's a great thing. Like, to try to, like, to be able to, like, do a little bit to make someone feel more comfortable with themselves
Yeah, no,
That's a cool idea.
and
I
out in
totally
society.
agree.
I think that's just the neatest thing. So she got this bag of buttons, like 50 of these buttons.
Nice.
And she's like, here, take them and wear them and spread the word. Because we, like, the trans community needs that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, we're running over by about 2 minutes, just like my preceding next, like,
The rat like me.
5 to 10 episodes of Skyward Sword, because I am terrible at keeping track of episode time today. So,
I think this was a good thing to end the show with.
It's a little bit of brightness.
Yeah.
special thanks to Nicole. Hopefully she'll get a little more comfortable talking on microphone if we have her in
Probably
the future. It's all about practice, honestly. I've been doing this for 3 years. It's the only reason I'm as ranty and good as I am.
Yeah, I think I got like 3 months.
Yeah. I have the experience. Anyway, so we'll see you next month, and if everything falls into place nicely, we'll have some more series actually having episodes next month
Woo,
as well.
new content!
Because, yeah, I'm still pissed at
Your picture
YouTube,
camera
but
is like a video camera, right?
Absolutely it does. It does high def video.
All
I'm
right.
still trying to...
We'll have to take that. We'll have to figure out some sort of microphone system.
I'm not worried about the microphone system. Like, my job as editing has been trying to think how do I want everything to look in the end. Like, do we want it to have
Anyway.
a single camera angle and everything? Anyway,
We don't need to talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah, we're already over.
yeah. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.